Caravan17 once again. This is my Metal Gear Solid 5 S-Rank walkthrough. We're on episode 16, Traitors Caravan. So this is probably the most depressing mission in the game for me at this moment, because I had the most epic strategy for this mission, and all the equipment I used to get that result I do not have in this file, because my mother base is nowhere near the level needed to do that. So there will definitely be a video of that other strategy, because all you have to do is intercept the caravan, and then between your sleep grenades and Quiet's sleeping rounds, the skulls will never see you, like literally never see you, and it takes no effort. It's super effective. You don't have to do any stealthing. It's guaranteed. It is so good, and I just couldn't do it. So a lot of what you're about to see here is improvised on the spot and panic-ridden, which is never a good thing for a guide maker, because there's just no graceful way to kill skulls. There isn't. It doesn't exist. One of the main reasons I bought this walkthrough was to see a god-tier way of getting rid of the skulls, and it doesn't exist. They have too much life, they have too much armor, and they regenerate armor too quickly. It is literally that simple. There's no god mode of getting rid of them. There's no super cheesy way. It just doesn't exist, and it's a big shame too. That right there, by the way, I never want to put the box on. See the last video if you want to know what just happened. So I'm coming into this base with knowledge that I'm going to have to fight them, and the best way that I've fought them in the past is A, with a really good rocket launcher, although they still take far too many hits because they've got so much life, and B, by countering their physical attack and then unloading with whatever you've got that's most powerful. However, I don't have anything powerful because my guns are all shit leveled, and I don't have that options to put them down super quickly. And thinking back, I suppose I could have stunned them with CQC and maybe stuck some C4 on the chest, but I don't know if that'd work, because there's some enemies on this game where you can't stick C4 to them. So, like, even when I was recording it and I got an S rank, I was like, I want to do it again, because I just didn't feel comfortable with the way it went down. Additionally, if you don't want to fight and you're not confident in the skulls, just use Quiet. If Quiet has any decent rifle, she'll make this pretty swiftly, and all you have to do is keep telling her to shoot them. They will hit her every so often, but they can't hit her consistently enough to kill her, and you should at least get rid of all 4 of them before she dies. And that's a really good strategy, because all you have to do is lay on your belly and tell her to shoot. However, it takes an eternity. I was doing it for like 10 minutes, and it was so boring. I was like, I can't make people watch this. I literally can't. But just so you know, you can do that. It is effective. And the better your bond with Quiet, the better she is. So, also, the better your mother base and the better your bond, the better the rifle she's using. And it'll make it much, much quicker. But I just think there should be a way to instantly kill this enemy. Like, I truly do. You know, a headshot with a tranquilizer gun when they're jumping at you or something. Just some really sneaky, really tricky way of making them die. And I don't want it to be, well, once your mother base gets every platform and you've put 90 hours into building your army, you'll get the ability to, you know, buy the fist of Jesus and just choke them with bread. Like, I don't want it to be that. But if you come over here, as soon as you get close to this gate, it's going to trip the cutscene, and you don't actually have to expose yourself at all. And the fundamentals of a strategy I'm about to show you here could work, but I was too afraid to go close enough to the chain link door to really test it, because the awareness of the skulls is pretty obnoxious. They have really good sensors when they want to. For the most, they're idiots, but every so often they'll cock block you. Don't even mess with the snipers. The sniper sense is just cheating. Those female snipers can go suck a big fat sniper dick, because it's bullshit. They have perfect eyesight through every element. Like, it's mad. Absolutely mad. But we'll talk about that when we get to mission 28, I think it is. So right now, you're seeing the internal dialogue that's going on. You're seeing my just uncertainty of, I don't know how to kill these enemies. I don't have any of the tools I normally kill them with. How do I do this? And I'm thinking, well, we'll try Quiet. So I'm going to show you what Quiet can do. But I'm also going to show you how little she does on my particular file. Because if you look across here, you'll see them all queuing up at this door. There's, you know, the chain link door I was close to? They're all going to be trying to get through it, because for some reason they can't get through the door. It's one of those weird things. Doorways, not too good at. Teleporting, fantastic at. But, you know, chain link fences, my god, they're tricky. So, I'm procrastinating now. And this is the type of stuff I'd usually remove from the video, but I suppose it does give you some reference of how safe you are if you follow the path I've just taken, so you don't have to worry, because I know more than most people how intimidating certain encounters in certain games can be, especially when you're dreading them, and some people might be dreading this, who knows. But that other strategy I've got is so godlike, it's not even funny. But all the normal enemies in the area have turned into puppets, by the way. And if the puppets see you, if the skulls see you, it doesn't count as an alert, because these are moments where you have to fight. So this is what Quiet does. So Quiet shoots, it takes off a little bit of life. What is that, like 1/6 of his life? And then he fires back, and then she either moves location depending on if you hit her, or you get to shoot again. However, she can miss, because my bond with her is not that great, and every so often she just kind of misses. And there's a lot of dudes to do this to, so once again, I couldn't, you know, put you through that. So instead, I show you that you can do it, and then I'm going to try a pretty risky strat here that kind of works and kind of fails. I had the idea of putting all the C4 I own very close to this door, and hoping that just through the magic of video games, the detection wouldn't be blocked by the chain link fence. However, it is. It totally is. But if I'd have been able to get all of these people at this fence, and without them seeing me, I would have maybe took all of them down, because the C4 that I'm planting kills the guy who's closest to the door. And I believe, because of just the sheer proximity of them, it would have killed the rest as well. But the moment you engage this creature with anything that isn't... with anything, they know where you are. Instantly. It doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what you're doing, the moment you engage them, they know where you are. It is Metal Gear Solid 1 all over again. The alarm's gone, they know where you are. So, boom. And now, you'll hear them teleporting and jumping, because they're getting as fast to where I am as they physically can. And you'll notice one of them died, but the others, nothing. There's a little damage on one of them, but the other two, not. So now, it's that moment of, well, we're doing this. I wanted this to be clean for my walkthrough, it's not clean. So let's hopefully show the people what you can do during this encounter, which is watch him get his knife out, go near him with the knife, wait for whatever he does, and then press trigger to counter it. So that one didn't give me the prompt, which is annoying, so I try and punch him and I miss, and then I get bummed by some rocks. On Extreme, that move they did just then will kill you, even when you're wearing the battle dress. So this is a very tricky mission if you're doing it like this on Extreme. Which I don't recommend, because my other method works magically. So, you'll notice they have trouble getting where I am. That's another reason why I've picked this position, because it seems to give you delusions of grandeur. However, they can do that, which is a jump attack out of nowhere. After this, they'll be stunned, hit them with whatever you've got that's the most dangerous, the most powerful, and just pray that it does enough damage, because if you're like me, it won't. So you're going to be fighting these guys for too long, and dive away from that if you can, or get hit by it like I did. But there I go, getting shot by the ones with the guns, who are the ones I hate the most. Here comes Mr. McKnifey. Where are you, twatbag? Show yourself. So right now, he can jump at you from any range. Like, straight up, they can do some crazy stuff. There he was. Like, you know it's coming, and apparently I didn't respond to it, which is terrible. But just be aware, guys, you are vulnerable at any range, because they'll just do that. And it's a good thing if you counter it. If you don't counter it, it's kind of stupid, but... that's 100% on the player, that, because you know they can do it. They move super fast, they defy the logic of the game, and they do crazy stuff. So I'm trying to bait it now. I want him to jump, and of course, because I want him to, and I'm ready for it, he's not doing it. They're the puppets, be careful of those. And as I mentioned, this is by no means the most effective way of doing this, guys, and it saddens me that I have to show this, but this is what I had to put up with to get to the next mission with my level 2 sniper rifle. So, see what I mean? That was a headshot with the most powerful gun I own. Oh, it's so grim. Why are they so strong? Like, it should be one-shot kill. One-shot headshot kill, I think. But they're classed as a boss. Believe it or not, the game thinks this is a boss fight. And you could say, well, the Ocelot team was technically a boss. But the Ocelot team went down in one headshot, and that's why they were good. Because they were clever, they were really, really intimidating, but they were fair. These things are just stupid. And I really like them too. I think they're cool. I think they look well designed. I think the fact that you can get the Parasite suit and use their abilities is absolutely god tier. But then they fuck your grade up. So you're never going to use it if you're rank running, which is redundant. Because once you start rank running on a game like this, it's very difficult to play it any other way. Like, it gets addicting. Like, you're always thinking, I could do that and no trace it, or I could do this and do that. Like, this level's a really good example for a strategy that I've been ruminating on, where on the mission where the surveyor comes, he lands in the helicopter at the very beginning, and if it was only him you had to get, I'd thought of a really cool way of doing it. Because I managed to sneak up onto the helipad before the helicopter arrived, and then I followed him afterwards, and of course you have to get the doo-doos in the building below, which completely ruins this strategy. But the moment I realised you could do that, I had this epiphany. I can lay on that helipad as the helicopter drops, and then later on when I get the cargo to Fulton, I might be able to Fulton the goddamn chopper off. And that would be, you know, at that moment in time, that mission done in a second, like, amazingly. And it's completely outside of the realm of what the game wants you to do. But of course, that wouldn't work. And I don't even know if you can Fulton jets like that, but you're always thinking, and that's the greatest achievement that I think this game has. There are so many different ways to approach it, so many different things to do, that you're constantly thinking of reiterations and re-improvements, and I love that. And I think that's one of the things that I really, really appreciate, the dynamic difficulty and the open world aspect of this game, because on the other games, you found a path that worked, and that became your go-to path. And it got to the point where you knew the paths so well, you could do them effortlessly. And that wasn't a problem, because I love that kind of design. But on this game, you can get that, but at the same time, you'll notice something that makes it easier, or that halves the time of it. And on the linear paths, you can get those moments as well. But once you do that, there's almost no refining them, there's almost no altering them, because there's not that many options to really deal with. As I drive this truck away. This is the first time I'd ever drove the truck, by the way, guys. I didn't even know you could. The things you find out. But somehow you get perfect stealth, because once again the skull fights don't count. And there it was, guys, S rank. Really, really convoluted, and I have such a better way of doing it, but it will do for now. That'll do, pig. So thank you for watching, and you take care now.